basically gone and spoiled a whole bunch of stuff that is going to be happening in the show. I mean, we know that there's going to be Call of Duty Vanguard. We know that's going to be there.
I believe I clicked the button that activated the sound.
We're good now. We're good to go.
Okay, well, we were just going over Ben's wants and predictions. So
Yeah.
why you start over, Ben?
I was just saying that, we already know a fair amount of stuff that's going to be coming in the show because Keighley, like he did in the Summer Game Fest Kickoff Live, Keighley likes to sort of spoil what's coming. We know that there's going to be Call of Duty Vanguard. We know there's going to be gameplay of that. What's regarded as first raw, real next-gen gameplay, might I add. Not too sure what difference that is. But anyway, that's going to be there. We know that Death Stranding Director's Cut's going to be there. That's been revealed. We know that LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is going to be there. There's a whole bunch of things that we know is going to be coming. And considering there's only, I think he said 30-plus titles that's going to be here, I think we already know a good half of them that are going to be there, which is kind of strange, if I would say so. Anyway.
Yeah, and adding to that list is the Saints Row reboot that Jeff Keighley's teased. There's also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge as well. And there's a lot of buzz about Halo Infinite being there. I've seen a lot of sites kind of pick up on that as well. So, I mean, that's probably a third of the presentation right there, isn't it? Really?
I mean, I don't want to touch too much on Halo because I could sit here for the next half an hour complaining about the way that, Xbox, Microsoft, 343, whoever has handled this. Obviously, there is what seems to be a relatively confirmed rumor right now that Halo Infinite's release date is going to get revealed today. That it's going to include the campaign, it's going to include the multiplayer, and it's going to be coming December 8th. That better be true, because we've already heard reports that Halo Infinite is not going to be coming with the co-op campaign, it's not going to be coming with the Forge. If the multiplayer isn't there, if this is just a campaign, I don't know. It makes me so frustrated seeing the way they're handling this game, because I want it to be fantastic, and I'm just let down. I'm just let down at every occasion, Every single time that this game has been shown off up to this point, it's just demoralized me. So I really do hope that something good comes from the show today.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that they didn't, at yesterday's Xbox showcase, say, oh, and, we'll show Halo tomorrow. It's...
I mean, they have their own show. Why would they not show Halo yesterday if they're ready to show something, and then show Forza today? We've already seen a ton of Forza. We all like Forza, we all love Forza, but it's not exactly new anymore. It's not like brand new information. Like, Halo's the big one. Halo's the one that we don't know anything about. So why would they not headline their own show with Halo? But anyway, let's move on from Infinite, because, this is a game that is bizarre and there's plenty to talk about there. But anyway, I'm looking through Keighley's Twitter feed because it's my number one source of information as to what's going to be coming in Gamescom Opening Live. And the one thing that's really crossed my mind a minute ago is Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. Is it Banana Mania?
Banana Blitz was the Wii one. The Wii game that no one liked. So yeah, it's Banana Mania. Yeah. And that's a good one because we could see some more Sega collabs, because we've already had Sonic and Tails. We've had
Street Fighter, right?
What's that, sorry?
I think there was a Street Fighter one, right?
No, Street Fighter's Capcom.
That's a good point. There was a fighting game in there. There's a fighting game in there, right?
I'm a big Monkey Ball fan. I know. We've had Beat from Jet Set Radio, and we've had a character from Yakuza in there as well. That's
not even a fighting game.
Yeah. So maybe another one. Maybe a look at some of the stages. That would be really cool. I want there to be another Sega collaboration. Maybe Knights could show up in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be really interesting to see, right? I mean, it's a really, we haven't really seen anything about Super Monkey Ball in a long time. And granted, it's not inherently like a new game, right? It's more like a remastered 20th anniversary celebration title sort of thing, right? It's still Monkey Ball, and everyone likes watching these characters get thrown into a ball and hurled down a track at immense speeds. There's nothing that's not fun about that. So that's definitely one that I'm interested in seeing as well.
Yeah, and actually, right now there is a pre-show starting for Opening Night Live. I'm just gonna roll that up in the corner here. Oh, you.
I was gonna say, I thought this was the pre-show that everyone should be watching.
Well,
don't direct them to another pre-show.
I mean, That's why I'm not directing them. I'm adding it in here so that people can also see it
Distracting
here.
them. But Elden Ring is a game I want to see more of during this event. It might well happen. We saw the first official gameplay of that at E3 beyond a teaser, and I think it's time to see a bit more because I want to see how these kind of open world aspects tie in with the kind of Souls-like gameplay that we've kind of got used to. Because let's be honest, as much as I like the Dark Souls games and Bloodborne, they all kind of share the same kind of DNA. So something to mix it up like this, I want to see a lot more of.
Yeah, it would make sense seeing more Elden Ring, especially since it was Keighley's show at E3. Well, not E3, the Summer Game Fest kickoff live. The E3 and Summer Game Fest aren't actually part of the same thing, believe it or not. But anyway, it was Keighley's show that showed us that gameplay. It would make sense if we're going to hear more about it ahead of the release date, which is January 28th, something like that.
Yeah.
It makes sense to see about it now because there's not really many other major conventions that are coming up where we possibly see it. So I think
Game Awards. Well,
yeah, the Game Awards. That's probably the next big one. We'll see more about it. So,
but then even then, that's in December. That's right next to release, isn't it? So it's not leaving a lot of time.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
There.
but it is kind of funny with the rise of Jeff Keighley and his shows. Like he wants, of course, the Game Awards to be the big one, and he's kind of been siphoning off from E3 and Gamescom in the past 2 years. So with us saying, no, the big things need to be at E3, and then they need to expound on them at Gamescom, that might not be the case anymore. It might be that Keighley is pushing so that the Game Awards is where the big announcements come at. Speaking of it, we just got the King of Fighters world premiere trailer here in the pre-show coming.
Nice.
17th of February of next year. So they're already hitting us with world premieres right in the pre-show. But so there's one thing that I want to talk about, because we all know that Jeff Keighley and Kojima are thick as thieves. And in the past couple of months, there has been, I can't even remember the name of the project, that has been like everybody saying, this is a Kojima game. And then it's been being hit with delays, and they had a trailer app that didn't work. And a lot of people have already moved over to, it's just a massive troll. It's not even a game at all. But what if it is Kojima? And we're going to be seeing something on today's show. Like, I haven't given up hope just yet. What about you guys?
I can tell you that we're going to see Kojima today, but I don't think it's going to be that. It's going to be the Death Stranding director's cut.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
going to be
true.
there. That's going to be featured. We're going to see more about that game. I can't. I don't know. I really don't know about the other one. I can't remember its name either. I want to say it begins with U, like Underground or it's not Uncharted, but something along the lines of that. I
Uncovered or something.
Yeah, something along the lines of that. I can't remember myself.
Do you think he might do that? And just one more thing again. Like they always like to do.
Look, the whole situation that's gone on with that game is so bizarre at this point that if it was a Kojima game, it would feel so poorly handled. It's one thing to tease it endlessly, but then saying like, here's when we're going to be doing this reveal. But now the app isn't working. Here's when we're going to do it next, and this isn't working now, and all that. Like, this feels too messy to be Kojima in my eyes, as much as it also does at the same time sort of allude to Kojima. At least that's the way I see it.
Yeah, like, I mean, truth be told, I've almost just moved over completely to the camp that this isn't even a game studio. It's just an internet troll, because, yeah, we have no other evidence to the contrary. But it would, of course, warm my heart if we, if the big reveal happened at Gamescom. But yeah, unlikely. But
yeah,
what do you think that Jeff Keighley might pull out of his hat, like he did at E3, Elden Ring? Is there something lying in wait that he could, save as the last big thing for the show?
But that's the thing that's really bizarre about this show, is that you would have thought it'd be Saints Row, but he's already teased that. Like, it's.
I know the game. Dead Island 2.
Oh yeah, of course. For a second, I thought you were about to leak something that I didn't know, though. But yeah,
Well, I
Dead
mean,
Island
Saints
2.
Row's there. Like Saints Row's there. Was it Koch Media said that Saints Row and Dead Island 2 weren't going to be at E3. We know Saints Row's going to be there. Could Dead Island also be there too?
I mean, the thing is, if Dead Island 2 is re-revealed, it would be the most meta thing ever to happen in the world of gaming, because it is literally a zombie of a game. I mean, switched between developers and like, we all remember that excellent trailer, the announcement trailer, you know, with the jogger.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Like, I don't think a shred of the original pitch is still in the game, if it is still alive at all.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Speaking of zombie games, do you think Dying Light 2 will take the title for most appearances during Gamescom 2021, sorry?
Yeah, it's looking that way, isn't it?
Because it showed up in the Xbox showcase. I mean, it's got its own showcase, and maybe something will appear tonight as well relating to it.
I mean, it will definitely be on today's show in some.
It's the Monster Hunter 2 Stories 2 of Gamescom.
Yeah, what was that? It was like 8 trailers for that game at E3.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're trying to keep it interesting, but they are, you know, dancing a dangerous line of overdoing it a little bit.
Yeah, especially with all these Dying to Know showcases that they've had recently. I think we're on the 3rd one right now, and I don't know. I think I've seen enough. It's not till December as well, so you know.
I think one game that I should say one publisher that I'm a little bit sort of unsure as whether or not they're going to be here is Square Enix, believe it or not, because we've seen. So, I mean, we were lucky enough to get the first 15 minutes of the game, right? And it was seen on other sites as well. It wasn't directly exclusive to us, but we've seen the first 15 minutes of True Colors. We've seen a whole bunch of recent trailers for Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. We haven't heard about them being here. Keighley hasn't teased anything. Like, are we going to see Life is Strange or Guardians of the Galaxy here at all today? Because if it's not those two games coming, because obviously they're the next lined up for Square, like what's going to be here? We're not going to see any more Avengers now that War for Wakanda only just launched, and doesn't look like they've got anything planned for Outriders just yet, so...
Maybe that really ugly Team Ninja Final Fantasy game could show again. I don't know. There's really nothing, is there? Like you're saying.
You'd think that Square would have a show lined up or something, but I mean they only just did their summer presents or whatever it was back at E3. So maybe we just won't hear any more Square until Autumn Presents comes along. So maybe they'll do that sometime in September. Drop a bunch of Guardians knowledge on us then. Maybe they'll just sit Gamescom out entirely. It just seems unusual to me. I don't think Square was even mentioned once, were they, in the Gamescom nominations thing, which is a story in its own regard.
I think EA might be similar. They had their own show in July, didn't they? Like very close to now. And we got a bunch of Battlefield and what else was shown? Well, they had they showed 2 seconds of Dead Space.
Yes.
Maybe more Battlefield 2042, but then again, like you said with Dying Light, it's a case of maybe they're showing too much too soon.
I mean, I think maybe some in-game from Dead Space, because when you look at the previous shows that Jeff Keighley has done, he's very good at curating what is shown. First of all, in how he orders the trailers, so they kind of fit and keep your interest throughout. But it's usually either like a world premiere of a title, or it goes a little bit more in depth and shows off gameplay and stuff like that. Or it's, Fast and the Furious and it's sponsored and paid for. But with that being said, for example, with Square Enix, with Guardians of the Galaxy, they blew their load big time at E3 by both announcing the game and then having a very long gameplay section. So it's like what do they have left to offer to offer Keighley to like, oh, this is of interest to be in your show. So yeah, I'm not expecting to see more from Square Enix.
It just seems a little bit strange, doesn't it, that they don't have anything else planned before Life is Strange's release, because they have Life is Strange, then they have Guardians, and that's basically their two major releases of this year. For the rest of the year, really. They have other titles that are coming, but these are the two big ones for Square for the rest of the year. So it seems a bit unusual because there's no chance that we're going to have a Square presents before Life is Strange at this point now, because Life is Strange is only, what, September 10th or something like that? We're right in the cusp of it, so it's an unusual. It's an unusual way they've handled it as well, but, you know, it is what it is.
Off topic, but do you think we could see any Nintendo-related stuff, like the final Smash character?
Nah.
Oh,
Nintendo.
well, ruin my hopes.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, but here's reality. Nintendo shows their stuff off in their directs, and that's kind of it.
Was there not a Smash character?
Any like proper announcements are in the directs. I mean, I'm prepared to be wrong, but I don't think I am.
I agree with you. I don't think we're going to see like anything Nintendo first party, should we say? Nothing along those lines. One thing that is a little bit, unusual is that Sony's part of the show, right? Sony wasn't part of E3 or I don't think even opening night live for Summer Game Fest, believe it or not. Sony's been pretty radio silent recently, but they're part of the show, and we know that. Part of that's going to be down to Death Stranding Director's Cut, which is coming to PS5, so it's going to be, Sony's appearance there. But do you think Sony has anything else coming? At all?
What big games have they not brought to PC yet? Because we have to also take into consideration that Gamescom is, although it is online and everybody, is interested, it is a German show. And in Germany, they play on PC, like majority. So there's a lot of PC-heavy focus at Gamescom historically. So it would make sense, in my head at least, for that to be the place where Sony talks about their PC ports. So is there, what big Sony properties haven't they brought or announced for the PC yet?
We heard
the
rumors
Spider-Man
about...
games.
Maybe, yeah. I was going to say, haven't we heard rumors of Uncharted?
Yeah, that's been rumored. Yeah, I was thinking Spider-Man, and then... Nah, Ratchet and Clank is way too early.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not only early, but it also is like, oh, they don't want to show that all those specific things that they talked about that will be especially good on PS4 that they can run on a PC just as well, if they can at all. I mean, if you look at the infrastructure on the PS5, the way that the RAM just basically has direct access up to your screen. I don't think a lot of PCs have NVMe drives that are possible, of doing stuff like that.
I wonder if we're going to see just another Deathloop trailer, and they're going to call it They're going to call it Death Stranding, Deathloop, and then call it quits with Sony for the show. Deathloop is right around the corner. I don't know. Maybe Keena's going to be here again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll see a little bit more of Keena.
Yeah. It is funny talking about Deathloop as a piece, as a Sony game, just because of who's making it and who owns them now. But yeah, that is true. Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% sure we're gonna see something from Deathloop. That needs to be here. It's too close to being released. So, but it's a question of what, because they have kind of gone into details, on separate occasions on how that game works. So it's a question of, is there maybe an open beta that they can announce?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. There's probably just going to be another, minute 40 trailer just showcasing some gameplay, and they just make sure people knows that Deathloop is coming and that it's going to be arriving relatively soon. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think we'll see much else Sony either. I think Sony is going to hold off from Gamescom like they held off from E3 and Summer Game Fest, and they're going to do their own state of play very soon, probably in September, and they're going to have like a blowout show, like what Xbox did at Gamescom, and just send it, God of War, Horizon, all those things. Or alternatively, they'll do the complete opposite thing, the thing that they like to do recently, where we're going to get like a 20-minute show on Horizon, and then in November we'll get a 20-minute show on God of War or something like that, and they'll just keep leading us along, edging us along.
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, Sony has been looking at how Nintendo is doing it with their directs. I mean, undoubtedly, and they're like, oh, we can do that and completely control ourselves what is being shown at what time and talked about when we are ready, rather than chasing these milestones of having a vertical slice ready for E3 or Gamescom.
How about Microsoft? Because they had a showcase yesterday, didn't they? And Halo's been rumored to be showing up tonight. Do you think any other first-party Microsoft games might also be making their way into the main showcase?
It always loops back to Halo, doesn't it?
Well, no, not outside of Halo. That's what I meant. Outside of Halo. Don't
Give
talk
us
about
another
Halo.
Psychonauts trailer. Why not, right?
No, well, that's out today. Yeah.
I don't know. Microsoft's an interesting one, isn't it? An Xbox, because I don't know. Maybe we'll see some Back 4 Blood. Back 4 Blood seems pretty closely tied to Xbox, so maybe we'll see a little bit about Back 4 Blood. I can't imagine we'll see more Forza, not after all the footage they showed yesterday. I mean, aside from that, what else does Xbox have coming later this year? Aside from Halo, of which we've already touched on a little bit.
Yeah, and we saw like the flight sim and lots of other properties the other day. So,
I mean,
one thing
they did talk a little bit about Hellblade yesterday in their showcase, and I mean, it was a lengthy segment. Like everything that they showed yesterday, they all had this kind of lengthy interview segment. So I'm like, I don't think they need to show it again. There might be some trailers for their stuff, but
it'd be interesting if they did show Hellblade, considering all signs are pointing in the same direction that the second, I can't remember what it's called, Senua's something, I can't remember what the second Hellblade's called, but all signs are pointing in the same direction, that it's not going to be coming anytime soon, that they're really taking the time with the game. So seeing a trailer, while it would be great, I don't think that we'll see it either yet. The one thing I do think we'll see is a fair amount of Ubisoft games. Now, Riders Republic has been featured a lot. We've done a lot of coverage on Riders Republic today alone. If you want to go check that out, hit your local Game Reactor region, it's all there. Far Cry 5 has already been announced to be here today, so we're going to see Far Cry 5 to some extent. Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope is in the Gamescom nominations thing, so that would be really disappointing if that didn't show up, wouldn't it? So I think we're going to get a pretty hefty amount of Ubisoft stuff here. And to be honest, if we're talking about Ubisoft, I'd be very remiss if we didn't get another Just Dance trailer, because why not, right?
What about Extraction? No, that's been delayed.
Another one.
No.
That's been delayed.
It was delayed to January.
Yeah, it's coming in January now, yeah.
But
hit by the same delay with Riders.
Yeah, but still within the window of being shown off, probably.
Yeah.
And fits within what I said earlier about, PC gaming being strong in Germany.
It's probably going to be handled in a similar way that Elden Ring is, right? Extraction. We'll get a trailer today, and then we'll get another blowout trailer at Game Awards, most likely down the line.
Yeah.
Do you have any crazy hopes and dreams, Ben?
wait, Ben.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
We just got a Twitch comment with J Fox, and I'd be rather disappointed if we got to see a lot of Far Cry 5, to be honest. Because it's 6 this time around.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah. You know what? There's so many of them, isn't there? There's so many of them. No, yeah, you are right there. I did mean Far Cry 6 when I started talking about that, but yeah, Far Cry 5 came out.
But I understand where that comes from, because for me, Far Cry 5 was such meh that it almost just couldn't exist in my ass. So I forgive you.
There's so many of them. There's just so many Far Crys at this point. I mean, we forget that between Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 6, there was Far Cry New Dawn as well, which was a standalone game.
Oh, there's Blood Dragon on the 360 as well.
Yeah,
they're all the same game.
They are.
Just different title, different coat of paint. It's the same thing every year.
Check your local Game Reactor domain of choice in the near future. But we are 2.5 minutes away from the show actually starting. So let's get down to kind of final thoughts before the show starts, predictions, hopes, etc. I am hoping for no film celebrities on stage and no film tie-in game at the end disguised as a big reveal just because, you know, they had to pay to produce the show. That's all I want. All I not want.
For me, this showcase is really simple. It could be 3 minutes in length. They could start it and say, "Here's Halo Infinite. This is the plans for it. We're done here." That's for me. That's the show. That's all I want to see today. That is literally it. I've been waiting so long for this game, and if it's not tonight, then I'm going to be so disappointed. So that's it's all relying on that for me.
And I want to see more Elden Ring. I want to see what this Saints Row reboot has to offer. And lastly, I don't want to see any more Dying Light 2. I know it might sound horrible, but I'm kind of bored of that game now.
I mean, the thing with games that are overexposed before release, sometimes it's forgiven and sometimes it's not. In my case, with Dying Light 2, it's forgiven because I am super excited for the game. So it's like, yeah, keep on showing stuff and get more people to buy it so that you'll eventually make the third one as well. Because I love that game, the first one, that is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, either way, it's probably going to be here. We can expect that. I think I will say as well, one other game that I'd like to see more of, despite the fact that we were in a beta, is just Back 4 Blood. It looks great. It really looks great.
Yeah, it does. It was a lot of fun when I played it as well. And I only played it in a really early state as well.
Yeah.
So
the question with the Back 4 Blood is if they're going to show like a little bit more of how the campaign works, or if it's simply going to be a question of a beta trailer. This many people played and stuff like that. But we are 7 seconds away from the show.
Borderlands!
So let's do it.
I'm Kyle Boss.
Wow.
Thanks for watching.
Hello, everyone around the world. I'm Jeff Keighley, and welcome to Gamescom Opening Night Live, a preview of this holiday's biggest games and a sneak preview of what lies beyond. Over the next 2 hours, we're going to announce new games, show you the first full gameplay demo of Call of Duty Vanguard alongside star Laura Bailey, get the first new look in a year at LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, get an update on Death Stranding Director's Cut for PlayStation 5, and debut the story trailer for Far Cry 6. Plus, we're going to find out who's in that Super Monkey Ball and so much more we can't tell you about just yet. Plus, the multi-talented Lindsey Sterling will join us to perform one of the themes from Bandai Namco's upcoming Tales of Arise. Now, all told, more than 40 games will be showcased, from the biggest ones in the world to smaller independent titles, including one game made by a single developer. I love putting together these shows, and I hope more than anything, you walk away excited about the future of games, no matter where or how you play. Now, before we start, I just want to give a special hello to everyone in Germany, the home of Gamescom. We really hope to see you in person in 2022. But now it's time to get on with the show. And we're starting with the global announcement of a new game.
Eyes on the buyer?
Yep. Here it comes.
And I got the dealer. Nina, they're heading your way. They're here.
You should have eyes on the merchandise.
I sure do.
Was that a gunshot?
Yeah, they shot the dealer.
That is so unprofessional.
There's a lot of them. Can we do this?
We can't afford not to. Nina, you good?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great.
Whenever you're ready, Kevin.
What are you guys thinking for dinner tonight? How about my world famous chili con carne? Hey guys, what you got in the... Oh, stolen Marshall MDI-101 M9 multi-rocket shoulder launchers. Nice. My buddies and I have been looking all over town for those. Have you been hoarding? See, we need them for our startup. It's a criminal empire kind of... Go! Nice talking to you! After him!
You should buckle up.
Kevin! Get the fuck away from my friends.
There you go, the next Saints Row. And joining me now is one of the stars of Saints Row, Bryce Charles. Bryce, welcome to Opening Night Live.
Thanks for having me.
This is an exciting announcement. We just want to know, what can you tell us about the new Saints Row? We see you there behind us, right? Your character. Yes.
Well, before I get into all that, I have to say I am just so excited to be here, and I am incredibly proud and honored to be a part of this game and to work with the Volition team. And speaking of Volition, and getting back to your question, I can tell you that Volition took a really fresh approach to Saints Row this time around. I think it's evident by that awesome trailer that they went back to the drawing board and essentially created everything from scratch. We got new characters, new city, new gangs to take on, the whole deal. So I play the boss. That's the character that the player becomes. And the boss, along with their three friends, Nina, Kevin, and Eli, the whole group right there, they go on this wild ride to create their own criminal empire, to be self-made. That's their whole mantra, right? Basically, it's all about earning your own success.
You mentioned the city. We can see it behind us. Tell us a bit about this city. Where is it? What is it?
Well, Volition created this brand new, super vibrant, awesome fictional city called Santo Ileso. It's set in the American Southwest, and this city is just absolutely riddled with violence and crime, and you're thrown right in the thick of it, right off the bat, driving, shooting, fighting, you know, just hustling your way to the top, whichever way you choose. And it's really looking like Santo Ileso is the biggest and best Saints Row playground that they've ever created. It's really awesome.
You mentioned all the activity in the city. Obviously, we have to ask about gangs, rivals. What can you tell us about the action in the city?
Right. Well, we have three main gangs, and they already have a really strong hold over Santo Ileso. And one of them, Los Panteros, you actually saw in the trailer just then. And all of the gangs are incredibly dangerous, but that goes without saying, right? And they're really strong, and they're all really different from one another in interesting ways. They're all unique from one another. And the point is, which I think everyone can guess, you gotta fight them and defeat them all to reach your goals.
Well, we are excited to learn more about this game. I think I'm saying everything that everyone online is saying. It's like, but we want to see the game.
Yes.
Bryce, you got anything more for us?
Yes, I actually do. I've got another exclusive for y'all. You know, got to keep everybody hyped for this reboot. So I got a little taste of what the game actually looks like. So buckle up and get ready for another wild ride with Saints Row.
Amazing. Bryce Charles, thank you so much for joining us. Here it is, a little sneak preview of the gameplay of Saints Row.
This is where all our dreams come true.
And now it's time for another brand new game announcement.
First, they conquered humanity's greatest evil, and she lay in rest. Then they vanquished threats from beyond our stars, and she lay in rest.
If you'd be so kind. Omnos sanctum legita. Omnos sanctum legita.
Now our nightmares have come for us, and she must awaken. Mother.
Hey, who ate the rest of my ramen?
Bad dog!
There you go. The next Marvel game has been revealed, and joining us now to tell us a bit more about Midnight Suns is Jake Solomon from Firaxis. Hey, Jake, thank you so much for joining us here on ONL. Now, we saw a lot of characters in that trailer from Marvel, as well as some new faces. Who was that character being resurrected, and how does that tie into this game?
Thank you, Jeff, and we're very excited to finally be able to talk about this. That character that you saw resurrected is the Hunter. That's an entirely new superhero that we designed with Marvel to be fully customizable, so the player can put themselves into Midnight Suns and lead all those heroes you saw up against the ultimate evil in our universe, which is Lilith, the mother of demons.
I love you made a new superhero. Now, many fans are familiar with your work on the XCOM franchise, so I'm curious. Everyone wants to know, what's the style of gameplay? What kind of game is this?
Midnight Suns is a tactics RPG, so you're not just fighting alongside all these legends of the Marvel Universe that we all know and love, but you're actually living alongside them. And the relationships that you form with those heroes, the heroes of your choice, are as important as the items and the abilities that you bring into combat. And we are really excited to show gameplay on September 1st, with the game coming out March 2022.
All right, I love we get to see more soon. Jake, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Jeff, for having us on Opening Night Live.
To hear more from Jake, check out IGN's post-show and the gameplay reveal on September 1st. Now, last week, Call of Duty Vanguard was announced for release on November 5th. And this weekend, the PlayStation Alpha will be live with the Champion Hill mode. But now it's time to get the first ever look at the campaign in action. And to do that, we are joined by Dave Swenson from Sledgehammer Games and Laura Bailey, one of the stars of the show and the winner last year of Best Performance at the Game Awards. Great to have you guys with us. We are so excited to get into the real gameplay. But first, Dave, you guys did Call of Duty World War II a couple years ago, 2017 at Sledgehammer. Now you're going back to WW2. How is Vanguard different than what you did before?
First of all, I got to say it's awesome to be here, so thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
And it's also like it's super, thrilling to be able to represent the team behind Vanguard. So Vanguard is a totally new take on World War II. World War II is known for huge, epic battles on big battlefields, and those happen not only in the Western Front, but also in the Eastern Front, in the Pacific, in North Africa. And in Vanguard, you're going to be able to go to all of those locations and play in all those locations. But for the team, something that resonated even more with us were the real stories of the real people who fought in World War II. So these are diverse people from all around the globe, and I don't know, there's something very inspiring about these true stories. Now, some of the most interesting people that we discovered in our research were those men and women who were part of the original Special Forces teams. And so Call of Duty Vanguard is going to tell their story, tell the story of the birth of Special Forces.
Well, Laura, we saw last week the reveal that you're going to be in this game, which is, I know it's been a lifelong dream of yours to be in a Call of Duty.
It has.
Your character, it ties into what Dave's talking about. Tell us about your character, Paulina Petrova.
Yes, I am thrilled to be in my first Call of Duty game. It's crazy because there's not, a lot of female roles in media about historical war for obvious reasons. And that's one of the things that struck me about Paulina, and when I started researching for the role, was how many women were actually in the Soviet army in World War II. There were tank operators and there were fighter pilots, and some of them, like Paulina, were snipers. And so it's just really cool to get to play a character that pays homage to someone like Lyudmila Pavlichenko, who is and was one of the deadliest snipers of all time.
Wow. All right. Well, I love that you guys take the reality, but obviously put the Call of Duty spin on it. Let's talk a bit about what you guys are going to show today. I know, Treyarch's working on zombies. You guys are working on an awesome campaign. We saw some multiplayer this weekend, but now we're going to do kind of a full level playthrough of a bunch of stuff in the game. What are we about to see here today?
That's right. So as I mentioned earlier, the Vanguard campaign is telling the story of the birth of Special Forces. And that leads right into multiplayer. On day one, there's going to be 20 maps so that people can go in and play their favorite Special Forces operators, one of which is Paulina Petrova.
There you go.
And so what we're going to show today, which we're really excited to show, this is gameplay. This was captured in engine. And we're going to show Paulina's story. Now, the Vanguard campaign starts with the team, Paulina Petrova and her team, on their first Special Forces mission going into Berlin right at the end of the war in April of 1945. But this wasn't the start of the war for Paulina. Paulina started the war as a nurse on the Eastern Front. And so what we're going to see right now is Stalingrad. We're going to see Paulina in Stalingrad and view her experience when Stalingrad was invaded by the Germans.
Laura, any setup here for what point in Paulina's life or character arc we're going to see?
Yeah, I mean, at the start of the game, you really see her as a total badass. She's no nonsense. Nothing rattles her, and that's not an act. She's seen it all. She's looked the devil in the eye and said, "I'm coming for you." And in this level, you really get to see what makes her become that way. She's bright and almost innocent in her outlook, and shit happens.
Okay. All right. Well, it's about to happen right here. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are now going to get this extended look at Call of Duty Vanguard. Enjoy.
Na los, rein mit dir, sofort!
Next up, a surprise for you guys. Halo Infinite. I had a lot of fun a few weeks ago in the first multiplayer tech test, which was a huge success. And now, let's enter the world of Halo Infinite's multiplayer.
Why are you here?
To fight.
To win!
To be a Spartan.
What is a Spartan? A Spartan is a symbol. Hope where there is none. In times of darkness, we are hope. And together, we are unstoppable. Candidates, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't hear you.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Again!
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Good. Who's first?
To tell us more, I'm excited to welcome Joseph Staten, the head of creative for Halo Infinite. Hi, Joseph. How you doing?
Jeff, how you been? It's great to be with you in person.
Yes, thank you so much for coming down all the way from Seattle. I know
Yeah.
you guys are working very hard on the game,
Yep.
but you made the trek to Opening Night Live, and it means
Thank
a lot to us. What did we just see there?
So that was the introduction to Halo Infinite multiplayer's first free-to-play season, where you'll meet Commander Agrinia, the leader of a whole new generation of Spartans. And Agrinia is a key character as you begin your own personal Spartan journey that will continue from season to season.
Wow, it looks great. Speaking of multiplayer,
Yep.
the tests, I was playing a couple weeks ago, tons of fun. I know.
Oh, did you play?
Yes,
That's
and the
great.
team had, I think, a lot of great feedback from the fans. It's real, and I think everyone wants to know, how is development going on the game?
Yeah, well, like you said, we started flighting our multiplayer earlier this month. And I gotta say, it was great to see the positive reaction and all the energy that came out of the test. And I just want to thank everybody for jumping in and playing. At the same time, we're putting the finishing touches on our most wide open and adventure-filled Halo campaign ever.
Yes.
And today, I would like to announce that Halo Infinite's campaign and multiplayer will launch together on December 8th this year.
December 8th, it's real,
There
coming
it is.
this holiday, just as you promised. Well, I know you and the team have been working so hard to land this, and exciting that campaign and
Yeah.
multiplayer will both be coming this year, because it's kind of an important year. It's the 20th anniversary of Xbox and Halo, right?
That's right. It's a big year. And for this 20th anniversary, we might have something a little special up our sleeves.
Oh, okay. Well, shall we take a look?
Why don't we?
Let's do it.
Get ready.
That's some controller.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Jeff,
Yes.
it wouldn't be an anniversary celebration if we didn't do one more thing.
Oh, there's more.
Just one.
Okay, here's the last thing, I think. All right, Joe, thank you very much. Let's take a look
Jeff.
at this.
This is Spartan 117. Can anyone hear me? Over. We need to fight. Get ready.
Okay, next up, it's time for another brand new game announcement. An unholy but adorable union between developer Massive Monster and Devolver Digital. This roguelike action-adventure is set in a super cute and undeniably dark world. Coming next year, here is the exclusive reveal of Cult of the Lamb. We love to show off games made by big teams on Opening Night Live and also small teams, like one person. This next game was first previewed at Gamescom 2020, and now this single developer, a 30-year-old father in Poland, is back to show us an update on a really exciting game that caught my eye for its over-the-top action. It is coming next year to consoles, PC, and Xbox Game Pass. I hope you enjoy it. It's a little over the top, but it looks so fun. This is Midnight Fight Express. got my pizza. I got my manhole. That must mean it's TMNT Shredder's Revenge time. Now, earlier this year, this game captured our imaginations and hearts with its reveal, bringing those righteous ninjas to PC and Nintendo Switch in 2022. Today, we've got the reveal of a new playable character, that's right, who is set for some action-packed combat against Foot Clan's devious soldiers, including the reveal of team attacks, watch for that, and yes, the ability to revive a turtle via strategic use of pizza. This year, I am happy to welcome Natasha Becker from Webedia as our co-host, who will be updating you on all things Gamescom, including the Gamescom Awards and what's in store for fans at Gamescom Digital. Take it away, Natasha.
Einen wunderschönen guten Abend aus Deutschland. Hello and greetings from Germany. I'm Natasha Becker and I'm super excited to be here hosting this show with you, Jeff, even though we are thousands of miles apart. Yes, Gamescom is once again a digital event, but that does not mean we can't have just as much fun as we would IRL in Cologne. To bring Gamescom to you, we have put together an awesome online program with lots of live streams, announcements, interactive elements, giveaways and more. For our German viewers, my colleagues and I will be live on YouTube and Twitch on Thursday and Friday, 2 p.m. till 10 p.m. Central European Summertime, with loads of new and exciting stuff, interviews, gameplay demos, fun activities, games, trailers and more. And for our entire international audience, there will be all of that plus even more goodies and prizes to redeem on the Gamescom Now website. Just register on the Gamescom Now website and you can redeem all the free stuff, create your own schedule tailored to your interests, and participate in the Gamescom Epics quests that will unlock the vaults where we have hidden the really good prizes. The best thing about that? Both the Gamescom Now website and all live streams for Gamescom 2021 are completely free. But for now, let's see what else we've got in store for you today.
Can I Play That was founded to answer that very question for disabled players, and now, thanks to the hard work of game developers and disabled advocates, more and more the answer to that question is yes, you can. But there's still work to be done.
We specialise in accessibility coverage, from reviews, features, news, but we don't just stop there.
Our workshops help studios expand their knowledge about accessibility and inclusivity in games and communities. Writers, community managers, and user researchers learn best practices for every aspect of their work.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Up next, a beloved Sega franchise celebrates 20 years of monkey magic when Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania launches on October 5th. As you've probably seen online, there are some great guest characters in the release, including Beat from Jet Set Radio, Sonic and Tails, and someone else who is set to join the Monkey Gang later this year. Check this out.
セガクリエイティブディレクターの名越です。この度はスーパーモンキーボールシリーズ最新作となる、スーパーモンキーボールバナナマニアの発表させていただきます。今回はですね、全部の12種類のミニゲームに加えて、アイアイの新しい仲間になるニューキャラクターの発表もします。この20年間応援長い間どうも本当にありがとうございました。ぜひこのバナナマニアの方もよろしくお願いします。
Let's roll out!
Okay, next up, a game started by two Stanford University students out of their dorm. This summer, their first release, Splitgate, started setting records with the open beta. More than 10 million downloads across PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Blending the best of arena shooters with the fun of Portals, tonight it's about to get even more interesting with the reveal of Season 0, which is dropping right now, with a new map, Carmen Station 3, the new infection mode, and so much more. Check it out. And now, here's a brand new look at Riders Republic from Ubisoft.
Standing on the stage, got the whole place rocking. It's popping, no stopping. Standing on the station, hotel hopping.
Hey man, I've been hearing a lot about you. Displaying lots and lots of potential.
Whew, I'm Suki, by the way. I spent years competing at the highest level. What I discovered is that there's so much more to the Republic than meets the eye. So that adventure, exploration, and connecting with the outdoors on a whole new level. This place is called the Riders Ridge. It's the heart and soul of the Republic. Team up with friends, other riders, and compete against each other. Yep. It's up to you to prove your worth in the Republic. take on sponsored events, or pit yourself against other riders in the biggest, most competitive mass races. As the wins roll in, you'll attract bigger sponsors, better gear, and earn your spot among the best riders the Ridge community has to offer.
I'd really like to introduce you to someone.
This is Brett. He's kind of a big deal. Bike, ski, wingsuit, legendary status in all three. He's always looking for riders who have the potential to become champions.
Okay, Sparky. If you can show me you've got what it takes, then I'm willing to give you a shot. It's now time for you to win more than gold.
Don't worry. We got your back. Now go get him.
The Riders Republic beta started a few days ago for a selection of registered players who challenged each other in this massive multiplayer outdoor sports playground. And we have some more news to share. I'm happy to announce that starting now until August 28th, the beta is open for everyone for free on PC and consoles. You're invited to join frantic 50-player mass races, compete in a variety of multiplayer modes, or to free roam in open world set within some of the most famous U.S. national parks. The game releases this fall on October 28th. To learn more, check out ridersrepublic.com. And now, let's check back in with Natasha.
Okay, let's get to our first award. There are a lot of great games coming to Xbox in the next few months, and we have narrowed it down to 3 very strong contenders. Which one of them will take the Gamescom award home tonight? The nominees for Best Microsoft Xbox Game are the action RPG Elden Ring by From Software, Ubisoft's first-person shooter Far Cry 6, the long-awaited Halo Infinite from 343 Industries. And the winner for Best Microsoft Xbox Game 2021 is Halo Infinite. Congratulations!
Hi, I'm Greg Stone, and I'm the lead producer for the campaign on Halo Infinite.
And I'm Damon Kahn, lead producer of multiplayer on Halo Infinite. And together, along with all 343, we want to thank you for naming Halo Infinite Best Xbox Game.
Since our start together 20 years ago, Halo has been synonymous with Xbox, and we look to continue that tradition as we move towards our launch this holiday.
And we want to thank the fans. Some of you got a chance to play the tech preview recently. Just know that there's more on the way.
Lastly, a giant thanks to the team. Without your tireless dedication, we wouldn't be here.
Thank you.
The fire never fades.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hello folks, my name is Eugene, I'm the CEO at Strikers Inc. Our studio has been founded to change the world of football simulation games, forever. I'd like to introduce you to UFL, a global online football league that will be available for free on all major console platforms. The key to success in UFL is your skill on and off the pitch. That's what we call fair to play gaming. Can't wait to share more, so stay tuned and have a fantastic Gamescom experience.
It has been a full year since we've had an update on LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, the first time you get to play all 9 films in one game. And looks like everyone's come out tonight. Jar Jar, 3PO, everybody. All right, that changes today, though, with a brand new look at the game. We're so excited to show this to you. Check it out.
Promise me you will train the boy. Yes, Master.
I was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
How did my father die?
Ready are you? What know you of ready? The rebellion is reborn today. The war is just beginning, and I will not be the last Jedi. Reach out. The boy has no patience. He is not ready.
I am ready. Ben, I can be a Jedi. Ben, tell him I'm ready.
For the past 2 years, Next Studios in Shanghai have been bringing to life their vision for a new style of shooter experience on PC, a game called Synced Off Planet. It's a new kind of companion shooter where teamwork and tactics are important, but so are the enemy nanos you can weaponize and have fight on your side. Tomorrow, I'll be hosting a special Gamescom showcase with lots of in-depth info on Synced Off Planet. But right now, here's the re-revealed trailer for Synced Off Planet.
The Morpheus chip. A revolutionary implant that bridged biological and digital.
Soon they found a way to rearrange matter, but it went wrong. We were surrounded by nanos, and they turned on us. Billions of lives lost, the world we knew, over. But we found a way to sync with nanos. To control them. Now the remaining survivors are fighting back. Those of us left are trying to get on shuttles headed for the only safe place. Off-planet. And the tech that almost destroyed us might just save us.
Next up, another fun surprise for you guys, the Outlast Trials. In this horror survival game, you play a part of the Murkoff Corporation. You're a test subject in a controlled training facility in the middle of the Cold War era. Red Barrels up in my home country of Canada has been hard at work on this game where you can face the trials solo or with up to 3 others in multiplayer. And tonight, I am so honored to world premiere the brand new trailer for this game launching in 2022.
I want you to know that you are safe. I'm your friend. Why did you come here? You presented yourself as able-bodied and eager to make improvements. Wicked child! But your behavior... Don't fight the process. I'll learn you! We're all working to unlock your potential. You can't hide from me. Your new self. A better self. A productive member of society. Thank you for volunteering for the therapy. We are all going to get better. Together.
Next up, something a little lighter. We're going to head into the creature-collecting open world of Dokkaevi from Pearl Abyss in South Korea. This unique, vibrant world looks absolutely beautiful. What you're about to see is actual gameplay footage from this action-adventure experience where you befriend these adorable beings that gain strength from people's dreams.
It's gonna be special. 새로운 날이야. 어쩐지 좋은 일이 생길 것만 같아. 두근두근거려. 새로운 널 만날 생각에 벌써부터 간질거리는 기분이야. 널 찾아낼 거야. 좀만 기다려봐. 널 내게 보여봐. Show me your everything. 도전은 환영해. 'Cause I'm a superstar. I'm gonna burn it up. 'Cause I'm a rockstar. I'm a rockstar. 세상을 흔들어. Rockstar. I'm a
That one looks so fun. Back at Summer Game Fest, Jeff Goldblum joined me to reveal Jurassic World Evolution 2. Now it's time to find out about the release date and get a first look at the gameplay of this simulation that lets you take charge of one of the greatest theme parks of all time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jurassic World.
Far Cry is a franchise known for its incredible villains. And with Far Cry 6, the team at Ubisoft has perhaps found Hollywood's greatest villain. From Breaking Bad to The Mandalorian, Emmy-nominated actor Giancarlo Esposito leads a talented cast as a dictator, Anton Castillo. Anton is willing to sacrifice his own people to turn his country into a paradise for his son to inherit. As Danny Rojas, you will join the guerrillas who oppose him in their fight across the island nation of Yara. If you like a deep story with compelling characters, Far Cry 6 should be at the top of your list later this year. Let's take a closer look with the world premiere story trailer for Far Cry 6 coming this October.
Miss Tilly, I'm afraid I only have a few minutes.
Let's get right to it. Yesterday, your network, Yaravision, was hijacked by rebels.
Oh, don't shoot!
They called for the liberation of so-called outcasts from Viviro labor camps. Is Viviro produced with slave labor?
Viviro saves millions of lives. Do you think that those lives care where it comes from?
You were imprisoned at the age of 13, the same age as Diego. You spent a lot of time with your father.
He is a great teacher. A lion finds calm before the kill.
Fire me!
I understand you were forced to endure 15 years of hard labor, pruning tobacco. I hear you still have the blade.
When Yara becomes paradise, my methods, no one will care.
You are the only survivor? I watched Castillo order a whole boat of our people shot to death. Get as far away as you can from that psychopath. All of you. A revolution is not won by the fearless.
It's won by the feared.
Welcome to Libertad, Danny.
I have a vision.
To rebuild paradise. A cure.
Viviro, the most effective treatment for cancer the world has ever seen. Grown within our precious tobacco. But our paradise comes at a cost. This our enemies will never understand.
Out. Now.
Your safety zone. You want me to kill Anton Castillo? Kill a dictator who has raped our land and turned our people into slaves? Thinking about it. What about you?
You're gonna be a fucking guerrilla legend!
I am not fearless. But I promise you one thing. I will be fearless.
There are lions and there are lambs. Rule or be ruled. You are a lion. And we eat the fucking lambs.
I cannot wait to play that game and see Giancarlo in it. All right, now it's time to catch up on Blood Hunt. We showed you this free-to-play Battle Royale game from Shark Mob back at Summer Game Fest, and it just keeps looking better. Depending on which clan allegiance you go for when creating your own vampire, your playstyle can dramatically change, allowing for a broad range of ways to survive the night. So tonight, we're going to get introduced to one of these clans and their traits.
What is beauty? A scenic skyline. A striking garment, perfectly fit. A chance encounter. An aching kiss. A rallying cry in the heat of battle. An encouraging voice in a time of need. Stunning radiance that overwhelms the senses. Deadly poise that knows no equal. A humbled foe begging for mercy. Some die for beauty. We kill for it. We are artists. We are Toreador.
After a successful alpha period of testing and improving the game, developers at Shark Mob are now ready for the next step. Early access on Steam begins September 7th. Catch all the details and sign up now at bloodhunt.com. All right, up next, we all love a good amusement park, and we've missed them this past year. Well, now it's time to give you the world premiere announcement of Park Beyond, a brand new take on theme park management simulations from Bandai Namco and Limbic Entertainment, coming in 2022 to PC and next-gen consoles.
So, be honest. It's another classic, eh?
It's a little old-fashioned, don't you think?
Oh, nonsense! Everything's brand new! They haven't made most of these rides since the 80s, for, some reason.
The reason is that nobody wants to ride them anymore. But it's okay. I think we just need a little help.
Oh, yes. Very impressive. Oh, the engineering is going to cost an arm and a leg. You remind me of the visioneer I used to be. This roller coaster, I can feel the magic of it already.
Vertical drops with enough G's to make you giddy? Thrilling bursts of speed? Is this even possible?
Does it matter?
Impossification!
Our success depends on your creativity, my friend.
First announced last year at the PlayStation Future of Gaming event, Jet, The Far Shore, comes from Super Brothers and Pine Scented, an interstellar space adventure where you explore a mysterious planet in the hopes of carving out a future for a civilization on the brink of extinction. It's a little close to home. Today, we've got an exclusive new look and a release date. Jet is coming to PS5, PS4, and Epic Games Store on October 5th.
Centaur Elmi Foxton.
One world shot any funds. Lies les nene.
Yamist Anfars Zion Vaswa.
Doizen Kashishinto Aishavikava. Ed Noma Moshten Ben. Traujeniksi Vokatsi Prosed.
Banyamal Kabiremba. Urbin Valdir Monlashen Sal.
Shisvistin Dendeon. Jacobem Digman Autoplis.
Hamechda Vatuare. Hacha Manfor. Amfa Duninatlas.
Right now, it's time for an important development update from Guerrilla about their highly anticipated PlayStation game, Horizon Forbidden West.
Hi everyone, hope you're enjoying the show so far. My name is Matthijs de Jonge, Game Director on Horizon Forbidden West. I'm here today to share some exciting news on our upcoming sequel. It's been a few months since we at Guerrilla were able to share our first gameplay experience as part of PlayStation State of Play, giving you a glimpse of where Aloy's journey will take her next, and showcasing exciting new elements like swimming, free climbing, expanded melee combat, and more. At that time, Horizon Forbidden West had just passed a major milestone, and we had entered the final stage of development. On track, but a bit uncertain if we would be able to polish the game to the level of quality that we strive for. It's no surprise that our teams were hugely impacted by the global pandemic. We've been adjusting to new workflows and other challenges while keeping our teams safe and prioritizing a healthy work-life balance. But today we can finally confirm that our long-awaited sequel will come to both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 on the 18th of February 2022. and look for pre-orders to start next week on the 2nd of September. We're so grateful to you, our amazing fans, for your unwavering support. We know how much you're looking forward to reuniting with Aloy and her friends, continuing her story and exploring a new and dangerous world. Your passion, fan art, cosplay, virtual photography and videos have meant the world to all of us. Before we go, there's one more thing to share with you, and it's something our community has been asking about for a while now. The patch for 60 FPS support for Horizon Zero Dawn on PlayStation 5 is live right now, and you can find more information on our social channels. From all of us at Guerrilla and PlayStation, thank you for all your support and enjoy the rest of the show.
Amazon's New World is set to take us to the mystical land of Eternum on September 28th after a successful summer of playtests. Now we've got a brand new look at this MMORPG as it heads towards its open beta on September 9th. And if you're watching on Twitch, make sure to connect your account to get the Twitch drop of the Verdant Trapper apparel skin by watching 15 minutes of this very show. And after the world premiere, check out my interview with game director Scott Lane. Take a look.
The stories you've heard, they don't tell the whole truth. The island is indeed a place of legend. There is power and vast riches as well. But many who've sought to claim them have simply vanished without a trace. Your ship is stocked and your crew assembled. Chart your course and your fate. We can pretend no longer. This corruption must be stopped. I will say a prayer for the souls of your crew.
That was the Gamescom trailer for New World, and joining me now is the game director from New World, Scott Lane. Scott, how you doing?
I'm great, Jeff. How are you?
I'm great. You guys had a very successful closed beta test this summer, right? Tell us about it.
Yeah, we were thrilled and humbled by how that went. You know, over 1 million people showed up to play, and there were 2 billion minutes watched on Twitch. And it was just so fun for the team to get to play alongside everyone, watch those streamers, and we got so much good feedback. The team's even more focused on shipping a great game than they were before.
Now, the game is coming out September 28th, but before then, there will be a public beta for fans?
Yeah, we're opening it up to the public from September 9th through the 12th. So if you're not familiar with New World, come check it out. And if you want more information on how to participate, you can go to www.newworld.com.
Before we go, I want to ask you about post-launch content. What do you have planned for players after September 28th?
Well, we are completely committed to making Eternum a living, breathing world that players will come back to again and again for years to come. So for us, launch is really the beginning. It's day one. We're going to continue to add features well beyond launch, and we're going to continue engaging with the players to help drive our goals and where we take the game. I can't get specific on what we're talking about, but I can give you some hints. Players have already been asking for more supernatural elements and more weapons. So we got a pretty cool way to combine those into a deliverable that they'll see shortly after launch. And then players have been asking for more group content and expeditions. So we're working toward that as well. And then, you know, with the holidays right around the corner, I'm pretty excited to see what that might look like on Eternum.
All right, thanks so much for joining us, Scott.
Thanks, Jeff.
Earlier, we had some big Marvel game news, and today also marks the release of another Marvel game. Marvel is known for memorable characters and amazing storytelling. This next game is something that is sure to excite fans around the world. Today marks the release of Marvel's first open-world action RPG on mobile, an ambitious new game that allows players to customize their favorite superhero and experience a brand new action-packed story. Let's take a look at this exclusive launch trailer for Marvel Future Revolution, available to download today for free from the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
It was an honor saving the world with you all. Take care of it, my friends.
Earths from different dimensions have merged into one.
Whoa! Who are you? A friend from the neighborhood. Want to help me protect it?
No world is ending on my watch.
You can't win! On your knees!
I have come for your help, my sister. Bring it on.
Let's turn up the heat!
This is a war we'll have to fight together. Welcome to Omega Flight.
Tales of Arise marks the 25th anniversary of the series, and the franchise enters a new era on September 10th. Here to celebrate Tales is Lindsey Sterling, performing a rearrangement of a classic Tales of Arise song. Thank you, Lindsay. That was so beautiful. The Tales of Arise demo is out right now. While Tales of Arise brings the Tales of franchise to a new era on console, this isn't the only place where the franchise grows and evolves to. That's right, it's time for a new game announcement. Here's the new Tales of Title for iOS and Android. Check out the Tales of Arise demo that is available right now.
Play the demo now.
Next up, we have two more awards for you. Best Nintendo Switch Game and Best PC Game. The Nintendo Switch has become a daily companion for many people, so let's see which games might bring us joy on long train rides next year. These are the nominees. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope by Ubisoft. Just Dance 2022, also by Ubisoft. And the winner for Best Nintendo Switch Game 2021 is Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Congratulations!
I'm Davide Sogliani, Creative Director on Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. On behalf of the entire team in Ubisoft, I wish to thank you for voting for us. We are deeply honored by your support, and so excited to show you more about the game when the time will come. Winning the prize of Best Nintendo Switch Game at Gamescom 2021 means a lot to everyone working on the project, and we cannot wait for you to experience this cosmic adventure. Thanks a lot, Gamescom, and see you soon.
And on PC, every game, from the biggest AAA productions to the tiniest one-man shows, is just one viral tweet away from becoming the next big hit. Nominated for Best PC Game 2021 are the up-and-coming strategy hit Age of Empires 4 by Relic Entertainment, From Software's Elden Ring, Siberia: The World Before from Microids and Koa Labs. And the winner of the Gamescom Award for Best PC Game 2021 is Siberia: The World Before. Congratulations to Koa Labs and Microids.
Hi, I'm Lucas, the lead writer and game director of Siberia: The World Before. I just wanted to thank the Gamescom's jury for awarding us today. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you on the behalf of all the team and our partners. All amazing people currently working very, very hard to provide the best game possible. And of course, I want to have a thought for Benoit Socal and his family. Benoit was the creator of the Siberia series, and we miss him. We miss him a lot. Well, I think that's it. Thank you again, and I think there's someone else who wants to say you something now. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, Inan Zur here. And I'm so happy to be the composer for Siberia: The World Before. I wanted to congratulate the visionaries, developers, and whoever contributed to this amazing game on their great achievement. And I cannot wait to share with you what's to come.
Hi, this is Tiny DePass. I'm the founder and director of I Need Diverse Games, a not-for-profit based in Chicago, Illinois. Welcome to the rest of opening night of Gamescom Live.
It's absolutely crucial to make sure that the pathway into games is as accessible and supported and inclusive for members of underrepresented groups as it is for anyone else.
The idea of seeing someone, whether they are someone who looks like you, someone who acts like you, someone who enjoys the same things that you do, that experience can sometimes be life-changing.
A game for those who seek to find a way to leave their world behind. Team up and prepare for Jumanji. The Curse returns. Coming soon.
Could he possibly have hired someone else to kill the guy instead?
And where are they now? You think these lunatics are still hanging around Ijincho?
Now, no playing dumb and none of your tricks. Don't underestimate me, Yagami-san.
To see even more of Lost Judgment, watch IGN's Gamescom show, where they will have a full 7-minute trailer debut of the game on their ONL post show. Now it's time for some news from globally celebrated electronic artist deadmau5. He's seen all these virtual concerts and said he wanted to do one better to create his own persistent spot in the metaverse, a living world that will evolve with his fans. It's called Oberhasli, and it's coming to Core, a platform for user-created multiplayer games and worlds this fall. Here's your first look.
What is up, Gamescom? This is your good friend Joel, professionally known as deadmau5. Yes, that is the correct way to pronounce it. Tell your friends. We're here to talk to you all about Oberhasli and Core and bringing game development to the masses. Oberhasli is going to be just a really great place for deadmau5 fans to come and hang out with their friends and cross-communicate and just have a good time with various activities. We're going to offer interactive concert experiences. We've seen virtual concerts. We've been there. We've done that. There was no shelf life to it. So the future plans for Oberhasli are switching it up and keeping it cohesive with real world events. You know, what's happening with deadmau5 and the tour, the music and the releases have some longevity to it, be upgraded. It would be the gateway to the brain of Joel in the world of Core. The thing about Core, of course, is people who are passionate about world building are building this huge gamut of playable stuff, whether it's a racing game or a FPS, a battle royale. The variety was amazing. My first day in Core, I found this game called Mergelandia, and I did a 12-hour non-stop grind on it. It was just so addicting. If you like counting spaghetti, this game is like for you. I'm seeing a lot of variety on there, so if you're an avid gamer like myself, launch Core and just browse. I wouldn't be surprised if you got hooked on something within the first hour. It's great.
Thanks, Joel. And now here's the next big thing coming to Fall Guys. With Season 5 in full swing, Disney and Fall Guys are teaming up again to bring the perfect guest to your jungle-themed shenanigans. Let's take a look. Now, one game that got a lot of attention in June was replaced from Sad Cat Studios. The team is hard at work on the game, but did want to give a quick little tease of their progress and news on that incredible song in the trailer from the Xbox Games Showcase in June. I'm listening to that tonight. All right, it wouldn't be Gamescom without a hotly anticipated strategy game. And this year, Age of Empires 4 is in full force with an exclusive gameplay reveal for you. A new campaign and a new civilization showcase leading into its release on October 28th. Check it out.
The pages of history are filled with moments that determine an empire's fate. Every decision can be the difference between rising to power or being lost to history. How will you grow a small fort into a mighty empire? Every empire, no matter how large, came from humble beginnings. Some invested in advancing technology to create the most powerful armies. How will you use your resources to rise above the rest?
Earlier this year, Valheim, a brutal exploration and survival game for 1 to 10 players, took over Steam, and it sold over 7 million copies in just under 2 months and reached a peak concurrent of over 500,000 players, the 5th game to do so in Steam history. Well, tonight, Iron Gate and Coffee Stain are excited to announce Valheim's first content update, Hearth and Home, has a release date. This update focuses on base building and survival experience. Builders and cooks are going to have a field day. Here is the beautifully animated trailer.
And I've got one more award to announce tonight. PlayStation is also expecting to get a whole bunch of awesome titles in the near future, so picking the best one turns out to be a real challenge. These are the 3 nominees for Best Sony PlayStation Game for 2021. Once again, the promising Elden Ring by From Software. The 17th installment in the Tales series, Tales of Arise from Namco Bandai. The horror game The Dark Pictures House of Ashes by Supermassive Games. And the winner for Best Sony PlayStation Game 2021 after all these nominations is Elden Ring. Congratulations!
こんにちは、フロムソフトウェアの北尾です。この度はこのような素晴らしい賞をいただき、誠にありがとうございます。開発チーム一同、大変光栄に思います。エルデンリングはここ十数年の我々の集大成として、これまでのノウハウをしっかりと活かしつつ、また新作タイトルとして新鮮な体験をユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただけるよう開発を進めています。これまで我々のタイトルを楽しんでくださった方はもちろん、そうでない方もぜひご期待いただければ幸いです。この度はどうもありがとうございました。
Look, about to motivate, make the stakes higher. Taking what's ours, time to pay piper. Just to add another brick to the empire. No outsiders, keep the love tribal. About to go rival. Fans taking up the stands when they go wild. Execution is the plan, we don't hold trials. Apply the kind of pressure that can blow smiles. So when we finish with a better check five. Let's go. We on top, ain't no kind of way. Yeah, we need it right away. We ain't trying to wait. Anybody trying to violate? We on top, ain't no kind of way. Yeah, we need it right away. We ain't trying to wait. Anybody trying to violate? We annihilate.
Hello Gamescom, and welcome to Opening Night Live. I'm Joachim Brodén from Sabaton, and today we'd like to show you our new song and video, Steel Commanders, that we did together with Wargaming and World of Tanks. And we cannot wait to play this song live, and hopefully we'll be able to play live again soon. So, until then, let's battle!
Tonight, for one night only, Team Fordzilla is back on the road, and you can watch us live on Twitch. We're bringing all the good stuff you know us for, and the chance to win a Mackie for 3 months. Go to twitch.tv/Team Fordzilla after opening night live for your chance to watch, win, and go wild. Red Bull gives you wings.
Genshin Impact continues to deliver meaningful updates to fans, and now it's time for its first crossover character, Aloy from Horizon, who is set to join the game in the 2.1 update on PlayStation on September 1st and on all platforms for version 2.2. Here's a first look at her in action.
Aloy here. If I have to share something, it'll be my bow. In the service of people who need the help. This'll pack a punch! You're stuck now! The hunt is on!
And that's not all, Genshin Impact fans. We also have some breaking news to share with you about a special event planned this fall, the Genshin Concert 2021, Melodies of an Endless Journey, to celebrate the game's 1-year anniversary. Coming this October, here's a sneak preview of the Flanders Symphony Orchestra in Belgium performing a theme familiar to Genshin Impact players. Slow Clap revealed Sifu earlier this year, and recently I had a chance to go hands-on and play the game. Trust me, guys, it plays just as good as it looks. It reminds me of the fluidity of combat in the Batman Arkham games with the precision of a fighting game. This really does feel like a classic kung fu film with realistic raw combat. You play a young kung fu student that has spent their life training for that day of reckoning after an assassination squad brutally murdered your entire family. Well, today I'm excited to share the news that Sifu has a release date. Here's a sneak preview. We still have more to show you, but right now we're going to head back to Germany to check in with Natasha. Take it away.
Thank you, Jeff. Once, there was a time when gaming was a niche and gamers were only a tiny group of people without a lot of influence. But now, we are millions. We are one of the biggest communities in the world, and thus, we can help change the world. One way to do this is with the Gamescom reforestation program, where we can plant a whole forest.
From the creators of Plant Turismo, League of Legends, and Pinecraft. Released in 2020, Expansion Pack 2021, launch soon. Gamescom Forest. Not a game, but a game-changing project. Thousands of trees were donated by the best community in the world because we need oxygen even more than a good Wi-Fi signal. Save a bee, plant a tree. Let's grow. The Gamescom Forest.
And that's it for me tonight. I hope you had a blast and are excited for all the new games coming in the next month. Don't forget to check out Gamescom Now and our German live streams on Twitch and YouTube for even more games and talks and fun. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you so much, Natasha. Now, back in June, we were joined by Hideo Kojima to announce Death Stranding Director's Cut for PlayStation 5. Tonight, Mr. Kojima has prepared an in-depth video to give you a look at the gameplay and many of the new features, missions, and more that you'll encounter when the game arrives on PlayStation 5 on September 24th. So please, sit back, relax, and enjoy an extended look prepared just for opening night live at Death Stranding Director's Cut.
There are now new items that allow for easier and safe delivery. One of the new items is the Evolved Stabilizers, which features thrusters that help reduce the impact of landing when jumping from higher areas. The cargo catapult is a cannon-like device that can launch your cargo over long distances. Enabling you to develop even more creative ways to deliver your cargo safely and more efficiently.
You should have more faith in yourself.
Your trusted partner, the BuddyBot, has increased capabilities also. If you want to move around comfortably while carrying more cargo, you can rely on BuddyBot to assist you. Load up what you want to deliver and leave the cargo carrying to your buddy. You can relax and think about what you need for the next delivery. The firing range has been set up in the basement of the facilities. Practicing how to handle your weapons could level up your delivery skill set. You can also train and compete for the highest score. As you progress through the game, you'll also be able to unlock new missions and weapons. The Maser Gun is one of the new weapons that will be introduced. It has a few different functions. It can inflict sustained stun damage to enemies. Boss battles can now be revisited and fought as many times as you like via your private room. Your scores will be shared in the all-new online ranking system, allowing you to compete with players from around the globe. 8 new tracks have been added in the music player. You can listen to the tracks in the private room. It will help you and Sam relax after a long day of travel.
She was fearful for her life. She would never ever feel alive.
New action-packed delivery missions have been added. What truth will Sam unfold in the mysterious facility? We've also added jump ramps, enabling you to jump over valleys and crevices with ease. You can even do tricks. There is a new racetrack. You can time attack with other SAM players from all around the world who are connected online in the rankings.
Amazing. Well, that is going to do it for Opening Night Live, but there is much more Gamescom to go and more reveals tomorrow and Friday. Gamescom is not over just yet. And I will see you again this December when the Game Awards returns live around the world for our biggest celebration yet of the world's biggest and most powerful form of entertainment. But before then, in October, I'm happy to announce, no, I'm not going to be in Monkey Ball, but I will have a cameo in Disney Plus's upcoming Halloween special, Muppets Haunted Mansion. I can't believe this is happening. That's a sneak preview of me. I got to film this earlier this year. Can't believe it. Video games are taking me everywhere. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Have a great Gamescom, and we'll see you again soon. See ya.
Well, there you have it. Opening night live for Gamescom 2021 is over. So now it is time to, well, talk about it and maybe even complain a little bit. I mean, well, let's see where the mood takes us. So first of all, oh, that's the wrong button. There's the right button. Ben and Kieran are back. So first, overall thoughts. What did you think of the show as a whole?
Well, I mean, I'm going to take this, Kieran, straight off the bat.
go
I'm just going to take this because it's just lived up to everything I wanted. You know, Halo Infinite was there. We got a release date, multiplayer campaign, easy money. Let's go. I don't think I even need to be here for the rest of the show. I think I'm done here. Everything that I want has happened. But no, yeah, seriously, the show itself was pretty great. You know, it's Keighley is very good at making an interesting show, an engaging show, and yeah, I think we got that here. You know, the first, I want to say half an hour was incredible, like genuinely amazing. And yeah, as the show went on, it sort of tapered out a little bit towards the end. Maybe it blew its load a little bit early, you know, kicking off with the big Saints Row reveal into Call of Duty, Halo, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it was still a really entertaining show, and couldn't ask for much more, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. I just want to throw in there, Keighley is very good at structuring the show, and kind of hiding the seams here and there of what is genuine, exciting announcements that he wants to show us, and then throw it over to those awards that we'll talk about in a bit, and then an ad break with trailers where people can just buy in. It kind of flows, and you don't really notice it unless you're looking into it. Like, oh, okay. I mean, that is where the bills were paid, so to speak. But yeah, sorry, back to you, Kieran.
Yeah, I was just gonna agree with Ben that it was very front loaded, and it kind of did hit like kind of a lull like towards the end. I don't know, there was just kind of random things in there, like the New World beta, and I don't know, that weren't too exciting. But I loved the look of Saints Row. I liked the new Park Beyond game that got revealed. And yeah, no, I thought it was a solid show overall. We've definitely seen worse.
It was. I will say it's interesting, and this is something that seems to be quite hotly debated among the different editors of Game Reactor, in that this show seemed to have a better showing of Xbox than the Xbox show yesterday. The Xbox show yesterday, like, how long was it? 90 minutes of what seemed to be 6 games that were shown, 6 or 7 games.
Ooh,
like it wasn't handled great. Yeah, a lot of development talk. It's interesting to some people, but realistically, when you think of a Gamescom stream, great Gamescom broadcast, you want something along the lines of this. A lot of information, a lot of stuff thrown at you to really keep you excited. I think we got a better showing from Xbox, believe it or not, in this show than we did yesterday. That might be a hot opinion. I don't know, but I feel like that's what happened.
I mean, they showed off Halo this time around, so automatically. No, I mean, it is kind of hard because, okay, so if you look at Gamescom in a historical perspective, how it's usually been is that things are announced at E3 and then they expand upon them at Gamescom and show off, more gameplay, and it's a little bit less of announcements. But I mean, people tuning into streams want announcements. So because the Xbox E3 show was so good, in my opinion, they kind of left themselves with a bunch of titles like, oh, we need to talk about these more to kind of get the word out on them. And then we're like, well, I guess we'll have to do it at Gamescom. Like, talking about the DLC for Wasteland 3 for, 10 minutes yesterday, it's too much. But on the other hand, it is something that they need to do, not only to bring, bring the word out, but I mean, it might even be contractual obligations of like, oh, they need to spend an X amount of time, putting exposure on the game. So I thought,
as Magnus said, it wasn't very well rehearsed either. Like some of it, like the whole kind of flight simulator, Top Gun thing was a bit awkward. When
that bit where you're talking about is when he puts the glasses on and says, "Are we going to the danger zone?" And then Jörg Newman says, "Well, no, actually, because the movie's been delayed or whatever, we're not going to the danger zone yet."
Yeah, it just shuts him down.
It's like, okay, maybe we should have planned that a little better.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny in like these kind of usually really well rehearsed kind of segments. It was just, it was hilarious.
Tell us more.
I need to plug in my phone because I made so many notes that I'm running out of battery.
Hi, Jess. How you doing? Jeff.
But yeah,
it's great to be with you in person.
Let's go over
thank
the
you
show.
so much for coming down all the way
step
from
by
Seattle.
step.
I know you
First
guys
of all,
are working
right
very
before
hard
the
on
show
game,
started,
but
Ben, you realized that we hadn't talked about Borderlands at all in the pre-show.
So that was the
That's probably a good thing we didn't talk about Borderlands.
Yeah, because there was no Borderlands. But there was something new from 2K that I wasn't expecting, and it is called Midnight Sun. A Fire Access made game published by 2K
looks great.
in the Marvel universe. And all I can think, although when asked, he kind of danced around the answer that it's not going to be
a lot of great feedback
like a
from
Marvel
fans.
XCOM.
It's real.
It's going to be more of like an RPG where you're actually
Yeah,
you know,
well, like
living
you said, we started flighting our
living as a
multiplayer
hero, basically.
earlier,
But
this month, and I gotta say, it was great to
Yeah,
see the
I'm
positive
still
reaction
excited.
and all the energy
I
that came
am
out
as
of
well.
the test.
The interesting thing about this one is that we
And
got
I
that
just wanna thank
incredible
everybody for jumping in
announcement
and
trailer,
playing.
the
At the
cinematic
same
trailer.
time, we're
Really,
putting
really
the finishing
exciting.
touches
And
on our most
the really interesting part is that we can look forward to the gameplay on September 1st, which is what, Tuesday? Wednesday? Next week? So, you know, we don't have to wait too long to see how this game actually plays, because obviously a cinematic trailer doesn't really give you anything to go by. It's really hype, but it doesn't really give you anything to go about the game. So we have that to look forward to, and yeah, it does look really exciting. When the trailer first started, I was wondering whether it was to do with a cinematic trailer for Future Evolution, the mobile game that just came out. But no, brand new game. That sort of, you know, long-rumored XCOM Marvel game that's been, you know, sort of touched upon here and there. And yeah, it's interesting to see what it's going to be like tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow, sorry, September 1st. But before we carry on, I do want to touch about Borderlands a little bit, because I think it's kind of weird we haven't seen anything about it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's, you know, this show would have been a perfect place to just take a look at it a little bit further. Because we did get gameplay, didn't we? Albeit a little amount at the Summer Game Fest show.
Yeah, wasn't it just like an in-game, in-engine cutscene?
Yeah, was it? Right.
Not straight up gameplay, if I remember correctly.
It just seems a little bit strange that there was nothing else on it. But, you know, whatever. You know, they're fully in control of the game. They know what they're doing. Well, hopefully they do anyway. I would like to see a little bit more about what's going to happen next. I mean, we're not completely starved of Borderlands content because, well, Sea of Thieves is getting that collaboration, or has that collaboration. Granted, it's only a limited time event, but, you know, it's something Borderlands related.
Yeah, that mayhem ship. I mean, we also got the cinematic trailer for Saints Row, as well as a very, very short in-game trailer. But it seems that, yeah, they're going all out in reimagining Saints Row. It's not going all the way back to where they were just trying to do GTA, and it's not where they ended up as where you're just this super powered human and the game just became boring because you were just like, okay, there's no challenge. So I'm excited to see more from that.
Can you touch on that, Kieran?
Yeah, I was really nervous before the reveal, because I kind of feel like it was straying too far away from the first two games, which I loved a lot. Like, I don't know, it just kind of became this kind of over-the-top weird Crackdown clone, and I was hoping for it to kind of return back to reality and its roots a little more, and this has reassured me, and I'm just excited to see a bit more of it.
We were talking about it during the reveal, weren't we, Kieran? And the fact that there's no Mr. Genki. That's
well, that's not necessarily true. It's just not been revealed yet.
Well, that's a good point. We actually don't know the Genkis in the game. Here's to hoping, right?
Yeah,
I can't remember what the game mode was. It had a ridiculous name, but it was a highlight for me in Saints Row 3.
It's like the fun house or fun room or something like that. There's insurance fraud in the game, I can say that. What I will say as well, just to give it a little plug whilst I'm here, take a look at your local Game Reactor site, because there should be a preview of the reboot on there. Now I think it's lifted.
Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we actually got to see a little bit more of the game than what was shown right
We
here.
did, so yeah, if you want to find out more, then be sure to take a look over there.
Okay.
I think a good place to segue onto after Saints Row would be the one that followed, which is Call of Duty Vanguard. This is a game that, in my eyes, from what we've seen in like extended gameplay playthrough demo thing, looks pretty damn incredible. Granted, that's only the campaign, which usually in a Call of Duty is quite cinematic, you know, quite linear. It often takes you out of being able to play the game and, you know, does various activities in like a cinematic procedure. So it's hard to tell how much of that was, you know, somebody actually playing the game. But from what we saw in engine and in gameplay, it looks fantastic. It looks gorgeous, and I'm really excited to see what this is going to actually end up being when it releases on November 5th, I believe it is.
Yeah, the thing is, like, while watching through that trailer, I couldn't help but think, oh, if somebody just tuned in right now, they might think that they were watching a trailer for Dying Light 2. How they've added in some parkour and more, not quite parkour, but more of like these traversal elements with, climbing up on these buildings and stuff. But yeah,
I will say that I am really excited for this game. Black Ops Cold War was a game. I think I played the beta or the demo, and I didn't really like how the engine felt, so I skipped it. But this year, Vanguard really, really excites me, and it's something I'm really looking forward to. And I can't wait to see some multiplayer action so we can see how that stacks up as well, because that to me is core to Call of Duty and crucial to its success.
Yeah, and they said that on the day of release, there's going to be 20 multiplayer maps ready to go. And of course, for people that play Warzone, obviously there's going to be integration there. We've already seen the reveal of the title inside of Warzone, even though they didn't really give us environments and weapons and stuff like that. But trust and believe, Vanguard will be coming to Warzone for sure.
And Treyarch is handling zombies as well, which is just sort of Treyarch's go-to area. So big up this game. This is going to be a fantastic one by the looks of things.
Yeah, can I just jump in? Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying, if Treyarch delivers on zombies yet again, I mean, they might just become the Call of Duty Zombies studio and just focus on that, because I mean, every time Call of Duty releases, it is 3 games in one, or sometimes even 4. I mean, it is the single player, it is the multiplayer, and the zombies, and then of course there is the Battle Royale Warzone part of it as well.
That's really interesting you point that out. Do you think that Activision are transitioning into a way where they have Infinity Ward on multiplayer, Sledgehammer on campaign, Treyarch on zombies, and Raven on Warzone? You think that's why they've all got them on it? That's actually a genius story. You might be onto something there.
I mean, yeah, I'm noticing a trend. I'm not saying that I think that's exactly what's happening. I'm not ready to double down on the theory, but it's just a theory.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but if I awake my phone from its slumber, it's not getting the power that I promised it. Devolver, Cult of the Lamb. I mean, I love seeing Devolver games and seeing a small title from an indie publisher in between like Halo and Vanguard. It's also sad to see. It was just not that exciting of a title in and of itself, unfortunately.
Yeah, look, the Devolver's one of those publishers where they just sneak up on you. Like Death's Door a few months ago, Death's Door has grown to become one of my favorite games of this year. It is absolutely remarkable how fun and how good that game is. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this game's going to be like, because Devolver know their stuff when it comes to indie games. And if they're representing this one, if they're publishing this one, there's a reason why. So I think this is definitely one to keep an eye out for, especially when it does release.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, I had in my notes somewhere, I mean, it kind of feels like if The Binding of Isaac had a baby with Don't Starve. Kind of the way that it looks. But yeah, I'm lazy. I just like to say how things are similar instead of forming my own descriptions.
One of the big areas that we should probably touch upon, I think it might have been you that mentioned it a minute ago, Kieran, how there was 2 delays in the show.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
As announcements. Well, one of them, of course, was Horizon, which is a big one. Technically, I suppose it is technically a delay. I mean, it was supposed to come out in 2021, although they weren't really leaning into that. There was never confirmed, we're doing this in 2021, like Infinite was last year. But yeah, it's coming in February 2022, which is kind of interesting to me because it's not really that much of a delay. It's only coming, 2 months later than we probably would have expected to be coming. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to checking out this one, Aloy's next incredible adventure. And Guerrilla being as incredible as they are, made sure that to fill that void, to fill up the void that sort of delay left, that Horizon Zero Dawn, has its 60 FPS update on PlayStation 5 to go check out. So there's that, and pre-orders are open next week. Loads of Horizon information that's just been pouring out.
Yeah, and the 60 FPS patch went live just before the show, so you can update that right now and play Horizon in 60 FPS. But Kieran, what was the other delay kind of disguised as a date announcement?
Did nobody else pick up on that, or you just
not me
handed
personally.
it over to me? Oh, it was the Outlast trials, which
Mm.
was initially due to come out in 2021, but they just kind of sneaked it in the trailer where it was just come in 2022, and I think they mentioned it had like its release window revealed or something like that when it was already previously revealed. So, but it looks really good from the trailer that I saw. Multiplayer Outlast looked pretty creepy. It kind of stood out as well because that's the. Well, I'm not sure. Was there any other horror games in there? That's the only one I saw anyway. But I had to obviously stop and start to write news.
Yeah, I mean, they did have some in like the Game Pass trailers, but I don't think there was any other like
Dedicated
prominently
slots.
features. No.
No, that's one I'm really looking forward to. Anyway, Outlast 2 was a bit of a letdown for me, and I'm interested to see if we can get things back on track with this one because the first Outlast probably is my favorite horror game that I've ever played.
Terrifying.
It is terrifying. I remember playing it with the lights off and being extremely scared when when my dad was shouting me. That was terrifying.
Well, talking about release dates on that, Lego Star Wars. Here we go. So this is an interesting one, isn't it? Because it was supposed to come out in spring 2021, I believe, before being hit with an indefinite delay. I don't know whether they ever actually gave a reason for the indefinite delay. It's just more, I guess, the typical pandemic proceedings that a lot of game studios and developers have been hit with over the past year. But we have another release date now, spring 2022. The Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. You get to play all 9 of the mainline films. I'm not too sure whether they include a few different bits here and there from other Star Wars IP and installments, maybe some Mandalorian content, maybe some Rogue One or Solo content. I'm not too sure, but definitely, we've got a release date. We've got that to look forward to. TT Games always crushes it when it comes to Lego games. So this one is I'm really excited for this just to see how they do it because I don't think there's a Lego game that I've played that's been genuinely bad.
No,
maybe that's a hot take.
No, I agree with you. I mean, there have been some that haven't been great. But no, I don't think there's been a bad one, at least in my memory. But I want to steer the conversation towards, something that I was quite excited for, and I believe, Ben, that I may have brought you in on it recently, and that is Splitgate. Because Splitgate, I mean, it is in open beta on Steam right now. And it is, in my opinion, one of the best arena shooters that I've played in the last decade. And Season 0 is available right now. So even before the game is released, while it's still in open beta, they are, adding... What was it? They were adding 2 maps and, some other stuff. So play Splitgate and play it now would be my message. Back me up, Ben.
I completely agree with you. You told me to play this game. I actually, believe it or not, I'd been quite oblivious to the game, despite the fact that it had reached like 200,000 players or whatever it was, until you told me about it. So I downloaded it, gave it a go, and for like 4 hours straight, I was hooked to it. I couldn't turn it off. It's just, I think I can't remember which publication called it Halo, said that it was Halo meets Portal, but it is literally the best description of what this game is, because it takes OG Halo, like OG arena shooter Halo, and sticks portals in it, and it feels so smooth, so fluid. It's so engaging to play. I mean, granted, I've only played it on PC, so I don't know how it handles on the controller. I've not tried that, but with mouse and keyboard, it is one of the best arena shooters I've ever played as well. I absolutely love it. I could sit there and play it for hours, so yeah, definitely worth going and checking it out if you haven't already. Although the servers, getting into a game can be a little bit tricky with the server queues. It takes a little time, but...
Yeah, sometimes when you boot it up, you need to wait until you actually get into the game, and that is just, because the game is so popular from a small developer so soon. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I agree with Halo meets Portal. I would go for Unreal Tournament meets Portal, but maybe I just didn't play enough Halo. But onwards, should we talk about how horrible the awards were, or should we save it until a little bit further? We'll save it a little bit. It's coming up. I mentioned in the pre-show how in Germany they're very focused on PC, and I believe there were two Game Pass trailers, but the first one was solely dedicated to PC games. And I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to point out, how right I am. Moving on. Don't Kev. That is something that looked absolutely brilliant, and I hadn't heard about it at all beforehand. I don't have the trailer actually here to cut to it, but it's a Korean game that, and what I wrote down in my notes is Korea makes Pokemon meets Digimon meets Final Fantasy.
A little bit of a mashup there.
Yeah.
It does look fantastic. It does. I don't really know. I've never really heard of this game either, to be honest. I checked out the trailer. I did a little bit of research into the game after we saw the trailer, and it's an MMO. I didn't know that. But yeah, it looks really interesting. The characters' designs are incredible. The actual game looks fantastic as well. The visuals are insane. So it's something that I'm definitely interested in checking out as well when it does land. Not too sure what it is still, but that's something I've got to do my research on to figure that out. So definitely excited though.
Yeah.
I've got a question for Ben, if that's okay.
Oh, fire away.
Fire away.
What are you doing tonight? No, I'm joking. No, a Park Beyond, is that what it's called? What did you think to that? Because I was obviously lucky enough to have an early look, so now you've got eyes on it.
I know that it's a game that is right up your street because I don't know whether you said it on stream earlier, but you played a lot of Planet Coaster, right?
Yeah, and Roller Coaster Tycoon and stuff like back in the day and stuff. I don't know, it's just something so satisfying about those types of games.
It's going to be interesting to see more about it. I mean, it looks like a very, very capable park builder. I don't really know what kind of genre that it sits in.
Simulation.
Yeah, simulation game. But it's definitely, it looks really lighthearted. It looks like the sort of game that you can turn on and you can sit there for a bunch of hours just grinding away at your park and just let the hours melt away. And I think that's exactly what it's designed to do. And I think that from that trailer, what we've just seen, I think it's going to do incredibly well at exactly that.
Yeah, you can make these kind of crazy, impossible rides in it, and that's what I really liked about it. Like these kind of giant carousels, like stacked up on top of each other, that would never appear in any real life theme park. So I think that's really cool.
It's sort of like a typical park simulator, park builder, except it takes away the constraints of reality.
Yeah, it's not like
it adds impossification. But yeah, that was very smart, Kieran, that you threw the question over to Ben, so that he could give us his theories based solely on the trailer, while the two of us can't really say what we know until tomorrow. But tomorrow you will be able to see more on your Game Reactor domain of choice. Some more details about the game that we were privy to in a presentation. But yeah, I'm not huge into management games, but just from the trailer, and I can say that because right as I saw the trailer in the presentation, I was like, "Ooh, nice, nice." But yeah,
I mean, talking about sort of management games. I mean, it's not a management game, but it's you have to build a lot of stuff in it. Core. The reason I want to bring up Core is and the collaboration that Core is doing with Deadmau 5, which apparently is how you say his name. I've been calling him Deadmau5 all this time, even during our interview. But you live and you learn. Yeah, I had an interview with deadmau5 about his collaboration with Core Games, bringing this world, this game that he's been working on for around 5 years, believe it or not, called Oberhausley, and it's basically a massive social experience. You know, it's a way for him to be able to live stream his own concerts in game, believe it or not, and it's this massive collaboration they're working on together, and it seems really, really ambitious, right? Really ambitious, and the sort of thing that is going to take a long time to really perfect. But it's going to be coming out this October. It's going to be launching on Core this October, and then they're going to keep expanding it over the years. So it's definitely worth checking out the interview, because we went through, I think we chatted for around 30 minutes. It was really, really interesting. He's super passionate about the project as well. So make sure to check that on your local Game Reactor region, which I think it's live right now, believe it or not.
It is indeed. Half an hour ago. And I mean, the way that he was talking there, how he would like to integrate that into his live set. So like when he is in his cube and doing stuff, that will be represented in game and maybe even bigger and more massive. I thought that was quite interesting, and just the stuff that you can actually do in Core. I didn't know until I saw that interview. So I highly recommend going and checking that out. But the next thing on my list is, let me see, there's some new stuff from Fall Guys, but I mean, not that big. It's not a season. It's basically Jungle Book costumes, Mowgli, being brought in. Sabaton had a new World of Tanks song that we saw a snippet of. Genshin Impact is getting Aloy as a playable character and will have a 1-year anniversary in-game on October 3rd. So for all you Genshin players out there that want to celebrate the 1-year anniversary, check that out. Saifu was shown off a little bit, and Jeff Keighley humble brag that he actually got hands-on and played with it. That's good for him. What about me?
I think you've actually got a release date as well, right? 22nd of February?
Yes, 22nd of February.
It's a crowded week.
It's a crowded day.
Very, very.
And then the show ended with Death Stranding Director's Cut. No huge, and one more thing, basically just exactly what we expected. And I have to say, and I'm prepared to be flamed, I did not enjoy Death Stranding. I can appreciate it as a game for somebody else, but I didn't like playing it. And then watching everything that was added in the trailer, I was like, yeah, they did nothing to change my mind. What about you? You two? Either of you played?
I feel like I've actually never played Death Stranding, believe it or not. But I
Me
feel
neither.
like that very opinion is quite common among people who have played Death Stranding. From what from people who I've talked to, people either love it and think it's revolutionary, or the opposite. They just don't get it. Don't quite see why it's as well regarded as it is. I like I said, I haven't really ever explored Death Stranding, so this new stuff in the director's cut, I can't really add my opinion on it too much. But what I can say about what PlayStation has been doing with their director's cuts games, most recently Ghost of Tsushima, you can usually look forward to a good chunk of content and some good implementations or integrations of the PlayStation exclusive features or PlayStation 5 exclusive features like the DualSense. You go and play Ghost of Tsushima on PlayStation 5, it feels like a completely new game. It feels so fluid, so fast. The DualSense is incredible. So I'm assuming we're going to get a similar sort of approach with Death Stranding as well. But yeah, that's about all I could really add to that.
And for me, the game never really kind of pulled me in or made me interested when I first kind of saw it in the trailers for it. And the director's cut, what we saw tonight, didn't really do anything to kind of make me want to check it out even more. So I'm still kind of indifferent about it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we should have gotten Magnus in here, who is a huge Death Stranding
The wrong
fan.
guess.
No, I mean, I would like to think that we embody the correct opinion, but
the only opinion.
I mean, If you go through the features that they show, okay, now I'm really gonna go into negativity and shitting on it. But the two of the features that they showed in this director's cut, one of them is 8 new songs that you can sit down and listen to in between missions, and the other was a robot that you can sit on, and then have that walk you to your destination. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I just don't get it. Maybe I just don't get it.
There was a cannon. You missed the cannon that fires your thing. I don't really know how the game works, but you fire the deliveries, right?
A catapult.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, of course.
But yeah, some quick fire things. They showed off a premiere trailer for Synced Off Planet. They showed off a new free-to-play football game, or soccer for you Americans out there, UFL, which is going to be interesting. Of course, Riders Republic was shown. Far Cry 6 was shown, but nothing, brand new or explodey that made us super excited. They showed off Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge and Midnight Fight Express. But now it's time to talk about those awards.
Oh, wait. Before we do that, one thing we didn't mention was Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Yes.
Yeah, because it actually got a release date, I believe, as well, which... Let me just grab my notes here. I say my notes, Marcus's notes. Jurassic World Evolution 2, yeah, November 9th. That's when it's coming out.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Evolution is a fantastic game. It's come to basically every platform at this point, and it's a really enjoyable park builder. If you like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, I suppose, the new films, make sure to go check it out, because this one here is basically going to be the first game, but just evolved even better, enhanced and brought to next gen and featuring new dinosaurs, I assume, and all these new other goodies. So it's definitely worth checking out. Frontier are very good at building management games, so we can probably expect for a similar sort of game in this one.
Yeah. And there was also Blood Hunt, which showed off a small little Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, excuse me, which showed off a short little clan trailer, and that they are coming to early access on Steam on September 7th. So that's also something to keep an eye on. But yeah,
and Monkey Ball.
We mentioned Monkey Ball before, but yeah, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Yeah.
Well, yeah, sorry.
Bears mentioning twice. I mean, there's been a drought of Super Monkey Ball out there that it's time to be filled. But okay, so those awards, can you wrap your head around what happened there? Because as far as I understand it, these are 4 categories that a jury selected the nominees, and then that was voted on by the public. I hope I'm understanding that correctly. I never saw an announcement for that vote, but
the nomination ballot, or not ballot, but the nomination list that we got,
there's
like 13 different categories as well. They go into action adventure games and platformers and all these different things as well. But you look at the different titles that are on there. Like, the Switch category is by far the worst of them all.
There's two nominees.
There's 2 nominees. One of them's Just Dance, which comes out every single year. And the other one's Mario and Rabbids, of which, as far as I can tell, nobody's played yet. So, and both of them are from Ubisoft as well, which is even weirder. Like, what's going on? What is this?
I want to moan as well, Ben.
Go on, you carry on.
Well, what annoys me as well is, Elden Ring got the most nominations, but it's a multi-platform game, and there was PlayStations dedicated to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So obviously, it's going to find its way onto all of those, and a Switch exclusive game is going to be screwed and not, be able to shine, basically. And how do we know these games are good? Why are they called the best games? Not the best upcoming or most anticipated.
Most anticipated, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we also talk about how on the Xbox category there wasn't any Xbox exclusives, and on the PlayStation category there wasn't any PlayStation exclusives either? Why isn't the Sifu comes to only PC and PlayStation, I believe? So why isn't Sifu on the PlayStation one? Why isn't Horizon on the PlayStation one? Why isn't Halo on Xbox? I cannot figure out what has gone on here. But It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Halo Infinite won Best Coming Xbox Game. Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope won Best Nintendo Switch Game for 2021. And then, what was it? Siberia 6 is the Best PC Game of 2021. Get the fuck out of here. And then, not that I'm shitting on that game. I'm just saying, on a platform that has all the best games. Yeah.
Who's the big winner?
Oh, in my opinion?
No, as in the actual big winner.
It was Siberia 6, wasn't it?
Oh, I mean, across all of the categories, who won the most awards?
Oh, that I don't know. They only mentioned these 4 here. I mean, it was... yeah.
I think they're doing the rest of them over Gamescom.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's what they plan on doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Elden Ring was the best PlayStation game for 2021. But yeah, I mean, like I said in the chat earlier while we were watching, it's like, yeah, there's a reason that these I'm gonna do the bunny ears again. These award categories led straight into the ad break.
Yeah.
Because
can we also talk about how Elden Ring won the best PlayStation 2021 game? The fact that it's coming out in 2022.
Well, that's a very good point. Yeah.
Like, surely, if the reason why for a game like Horizon isn't being nominated because it's coming out in February, then Elden Ring shouldn't have any nominations either. Like, I can't figure out what has gone on here. It's truly bizarre.
I don't think it carries much weight, though. You wouldn't really say, Gamescom, game of 2021 or something like that. And it's not a lot to brag about.
I mean, it is something that you can put in like a small thing in your trailer next to other awards or on your box art, and it'll mean something.
Probably on
to
the
someone.
back somewhere.
Yeah, it'll mean something to someone that didn't, see who were actually nominated. But anyway, we ended on quite a bad note. But I have to say that opening night live was, I thought it was quite good. I felt it was a little bit long, especially when you've grown accustomed to the types of shows that Jeff Keighley puts on. It felt a little bit long, but and front-loaded. It was a little bit more exciting in the beginning, and then kind of tapered off a little bit. Maybe because they knew it was long, and they wanted, people to experience all the good shit. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was quite well put together and flowed, even though it got to be a little bit long there at the end. What about you, Kieran?
Sorry, I'm just laughing at your comment in the group. By a landslide. By that I mean a single rock.
Yeah.
When you was talking about Horizon, just explain that.
Yeah. It was before they announced what the best PlayStation game would be. And I was like, it'll probably be, Horizon. It will win by a landslide, and a landslide constructed of one single rock, because it's the only thing that has been shown during the entire show.
Sorry, that really tickled me. Sorry. What was your question again?
No, just your thoughts on the show in general.
I'd give it a 7. If we had to put a number on it, fairly good show overall. Let down by a less than average second half, but some great reveals there. Saints Row, got to see the new Call of Duty game in depth, as we said, and this new Park Sim game. I can never remember the name of it, but
Park Beyond.
Park Beyond, yeah. So, it was better than what I anticipated, and I've got a lot more games to be excited for now. So that's all I can ask for from a show like this.
Yeah.
I'd say again, I think it was a fairly good show. I think it's the one thing that I will say, and this is again might seem a little unfair, but this is sort of Gamescom, period. Because what else do we have to look forward to over the next 3 days? Like, yeah, you can go to the Gamescom indie MMO thing. You can go check out all that stuff. It's there. You can do that. But when you look at, E3 as a trade fair and Summer Game Fest, we had all those different shows lined up, and we had like a week of just raw content to consume. We've had the Xbox show yesterday. Now we've had Opening Night Live. I don't really know what else we have to look forward to over the next couple of days. I do think it was a pretty good show. If I had to rank the 3 showcases we've had over the last 3 days, I still think the Destiny showcase was the best. That show was in and out. It was absolutely rammed with content. It was super exciting. I absolutely loved it. You know, it was
killer. Yeah.
Exactly. Every single part of it was superbly paced. Then I'd say Gamescom. I think the Gamescom showcase was, like as Kieran said, I think it was perfectly fine. I think if it was cut by maybe half an hour, it would be pretty damn great. But there was a little bit too much. It was a little bit too long for me. And then the Xbox show, we talked about that the other day. I don't want to go on any further.
Yeah.
And then Dying Light.
I mean, has that been shown already, or is that tomorrow? Dying Light.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that might be something to look forward to then, Ben. Stop being so gloomy and depressing.
I mean,
it's not like a showcase though. It's more just like a developer update, right?
Yeah, now there are some streams coming up, like Synced Off Planet, I believe, is gonna get their own, and yeah, there's streams coming up in the next couple of days, and of course, all the trailers and news pieces and stuff will be on your local Game Director domain of choice. We'll be filtering through and finding those golden nuggets and serving them to you on a golden platter. But yeah, it feels less of a show than E3, which is kind of funny because that's what it was also in real life, even though there were more people that would attend Gamescom than E3 in person. But yeah, I believe that is it for today. Like I said, make sure to check in tomorrow for. Well, we still have some stuff that we can't tell you about right now that will be coming up in the next couple of days. So some interviews and gameplay videos that will be dropping hot on Game Director. So thank you, Ben and Kieran, for joining me, and thank you all for watching. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Nope. I said bye. There we go.